You're a prime candidate because you need to know about growing trees, and you have to know when to plant and when to sell, and there's a little monetary value in what you do. And so we get some help.
Maybe there's some money for for farmers if you want to go back south to farm. I said we made this kind of profit and we didn't even manage it. So let me move back down to Georgia to manage my timber.
I was just basically just letting the trees grow as they will and wild. But after getting with Jerry, then Jerry told me, no, man, you can do better than that, You need to have a program. Of course, I never thought about a program for growing trees. I just thought they'd grow wild in the forest like they always do.
The plan will have to be written as required by USDA or NRCS is by somebody that has been trained to look at the property based on the landowner's objectives and write a plan that can maximize whatever the objectives are that landowner has. So I strongly recommend that every landowner try and get a plan.
Through LR Lean, we have become involved in this program that will allow us to write a plan for our property as to how we want that property to be developed. We have it in our heads mentally, sort of what we want to do, but we had never actually put it on paper.
So the first thing that we're doing right now in implementing our management strategy is that we're trying to put in fire breaks. And we're trying to put in fire breaks along the boundaries so we can have access to getting in and out. And then from that, we'll start our management.
Well, the EQIP, they paid to put a well in, put the water lines in, put cross fencing in, prepare a seed bed, also help me pay for seeds, and get it started in silvopasture.
Fire lanes is one practice. And then later, this past winter, seedling pine, loblolly pines planted on that acreage. And in addition to that, I also wanted wildlife habitats.
We're getting ready to do some chainsaw thinning, but we also are getting ready to do some timber stand improvement. When we started looking at the different tracks, we found some of the trees are kind of deformed, they're forked and what have you. And so we're gonna go ahead and harvest those, for pulpwood, because they probably won't mature into logs or what have you. So we're gonna go in it and we're gonna do some timber stand improvement along with our chainsaw thinning to try to improve the timber stand.
They're telling me where to plant, how to plant, when to plant, rather than just any kind of trees, They're telling me to get the long pines, tell me, put them in the wheel and how many you should plant, whether you just, whether you plant a few or a lot. Just got a knowledge about trees, and I don't have knowledge about trees. I didn't have it, but in any way, I'm learning because the more I associate with people that do good, then that make me do good, and growing trees is a good thing.
A lot of the people that own the property don't live on the property. And so it just, they look at the dollars and, if it was gone, I'd have the dollars, and the dollars are gone and they don't have anything.
Oftentimes they won't sell it, but they won't do anything to improve it. After so long a time, it almost becomes a burden because it's just taxes. They're paying taxes on it and they don't see any profit from it, and it's not being managed as well as it should. And it's a very, very, very difficult problem. And I see this all over the South. Much of the land is family property that's in heirs. So you have many people who are owners or who have ownership in that property. And many of those people do not live on the property or anywhere near the property, or many of them seemingly have never even seen the property. I think that one of the things that's desperately needed is for families to see the importance of having a person to manage the property. If you've never seen it, oftentimes you don't have a real concept of what it is or the value of it.
Try to instill in them a reason to hold on to the land, reason to acquire land. I had a grandfather when I was a kid coming up. That's one reason I own land today, is he said land is something that they don't make no more of. I grew up on it and had to work on it, and so we could survive, to eat. We had to grow different crops so we could. That was our livelihood. That was my father's livelihood. And most of the younger people are not going to live off the land per se. We got to instill in them a reason to hold on to it yet. These plans and doing things with it will help them.
We are trying to let our children especially have some input into that. And we hope that that's a way that will keep them involved and keep them interested even after we're gone. We're also proud of the fact that since we've been involved in this, they have purchased property of their own here in the community. And I think that that's important, particularly with the amount of land that has, black farmers, black landowners have lost over the years. And it's so important when we can get people of color to come back and to purchase property rather than to lose it as it has been done over the years.
So I strongly encourage anybody, any landowner, to get a plan written by somebody that's trained in forestry to do so, and they have to be in an RCS. They have to be on their tech register. So to get a plan and then participate in their practices that are offered by NRCS.
My inspiration can slide on other guys and maybe may keep going like that, and you'll realize that all of the black guys who are farmers are poor. A lot of people black folks go north and get out of the south, especially because they don't like farming, don't like the trees and all. But if they get the knowledge of how it can help them and help them to grow, they'd be better off in the south than they would be in the north.
That's one of the missions of LRLean, is just to help limited resource landowners retain their land and maximize their opportunities